So something very interesting has been happening over the past few months, especially with some very big game announcements. And you might have noticed it. There are a lot of female protagonists. Wait. Before you click off, this is not that type of video. The reason why I want to talk about this in today's video is because I am extremely excited about this. You probably did not see that one coming, huh? Especially on YouTube these days. Oh, I'm going to trigger so many people and I don't give a f***. Why are there all of a sudden so many female protagonists in pretty big video games? Let's talk about that. But Max, which new video games actually do have female protagonists? Well, little Timmy, I will give you some examples. Witcher 4, you know, one of the biggest RPG franchises right now in the video game industry that's going to star a female protagonist for a whole trilogy. That's pretty big. Then there's also the highly anticipated Ghost of Yotei, which now has a female protagonist as well. Then there's also South of Midnight, a pretty noteworthy Xbox exclusive. And also Naughty Dog's new game, Intergalactic, the new Heretic. Intergalactic Heretic. What a absolutely garbage name that is. Who came up with this at Naughty Dog? You just can't remember this name at all. Then also there is that very small little indie game. You might know it as GTA 6. I guess it's pretty important. But it's not just games that have a female protagonist for the main storyline, but also games like RPGs that have a character creator that are marketing the game with a female protagonist as well in their trailers. And the biggest example highlight of this is the new Fable. All of Fable's trailers so far have featured a female protagonist, and I don't think that they are going to quit with that. But also you can look towards Mass Effect. There is not a lot for the new Mass Effect, just one teaser trailer thing, but the N7 suit, you can clearly see a female shape in that as well. And this recent trend has been very interesting to me, because the online reception towards all this stuff has been pretty hilarious. Woke. Witcher got woke now. Sad face, sad face, sad face. Strong, independent woman. The game. By the way, I'm one of the very last people that's going to correct you on your grammar or spelling words, but I don't think you spell independent with an I. I don't like how they redesigned her face character. Like, why? She has a bulbous nose, jawline is gone, is a bit fatter on the face now, and has a manlier voice instead, a feminine one, like she had in the previous games. She went from a 10 out of 10 to a 6.5 out of 10. Crying out loud emoji. Do these people know what a woman looks like in their 40s? This is a middle-aged old woman. Are you fucking kidding me? Can't wait to play as Strong Woman Siri playing Mini Geralt, acting like she knows all the answers. Sweet Baby Inc. has been working with CD Projekt Red on this game. They have even shared that info. It's official news. I can smell a woke game coming up. Why women? Woke. Listen up, this channel is not about discussing woke culture or anything like that. I just really want to make fun content and educational content. Max, what is the actual educational content here? Well, it's called culture, you swine.
What's this? What's this? Huh?
Look, if you don't want to see this, or if you aren't interested in this discussion, you can go somewhere else, be my guest. Now let's take a quick look at all these female protagonists, because a lot of them have a lot of promise, in my opinion, if they are done right, of course. I quickly named some of the big games in the beginning of the video, but I am quickly going to go over each one of these. Now, Intergalactic and South of Midnight are kind of strange to me and hard to predict, because they are of course brand new IPs and I can't really think of anything because nothing really exists of it yet, of course. But from a thematic aspect, especially for South of Midnight, the south of America basically, in the Alabama, I do think there is some promise for that. When it comes towards Intergalactic, you know, it's Naughty Dog, and I will be honest, Naughty Dog hasn't been very good in my opinion, especially with Last of Us Part 2. The writing in that was not that great. They made Joel absolutely dumb as a rock, and Ellie, all her fun was basically out of the story. There was no Ellie left in Last of Us Part 2. And let's not talk about Abby. If Jordan has any similarity towards Abby as a protagonist, then yeah, I'm not very much looking forward to that. Another very promising game is of course Ghost of Yotei, and I am actually a very big fan of Ghost of Tsushima, especially Jin Sakai's character, and Sucker Punch does have a pretty good talent for at least writing that game, so I am pretty hopeful for Ghost of Yotei, and so far it really reminds me of Blue-Eyed Samurai, which is also a TV show on Netflix that stars a Japanese female samurai. Check that out, that's a pretty good show as well, and I get kind of similar vibes from that. Maybe it is in fact a revenge story, so that would probably fit for this game as well. And I also get Red Dead Redemption vibes from the trailers, especially. I also believe that there is in fact some Western music kind of genre style in that with the Japanese instruments. So pretty interesting stuff. Now in Ghost of Yotei, they are going to Mount Yotei, not a big surprise. Basically there is a ingenious, there are people living there. In that part of Japan, of Hokkaido, called the Ainu, if I say this correctly. And at first Hokkaido wasn't part of Japan at all, and that's probably what they're going to do in this storyline for Ghost of Yotei, how maybe Japan is going to conquer Hokkaido, that type of stuff. And there are legends, apparently I could be wrong about that, around the Ainu that believed in female warriors, especially if they were close towards Mount Yotei, they would get stronger apparently. I could be absolutely talking out of my arse right now, but that is a pretty interesting concept if they want to explore that for a video game tied with a female protagonist. I am not an historian, by the way. I could be absolutely butchering all of this. Don't sue me. Then the game that, in my opinion, can succeed the most with a female protagonist is in fact The Witcher 4. Now first of all, Ciri is already a pretty beloved character in Witcher 3, and you even play as her in some parts in Witcher 3. So the Witcher audience is already kind of just used towards Ciri, and you can do a lot with Ciri. She is kind of still young in Witcher 3, and you can basically mold her for a pretty interesting storyline when she gets older. Maybe she will do the Witcher trials and a lot of stuff happens through that. The thing is, we never really seen the Witcher trials, I believe, in a video game. So that would be a pretty cool thing to see in actual gameplay format, shall I say. Now the only thing I'm afraid of is that they make Ciri a secondary Geralt. That's not really something I'm waiting for, and I kind of want Ciri to be Ciri and not a second Geralt. But some of the devs have already clarified in interviews that Ciri will in fact be her own person, and not just be a second Geralt. So that's good. Also, if you compare the cinematic trailers of the reveal of Witcher 3 and Witcher 4, you both have that famous line of you are a monster, or these are monsters, or I hate monsters, basically.
What are you doing? Killing monsters.
There are no gods here. There are only monsters.
Both of them say it, Ciri in Witcher 4 and Geralt in Witcher 3, and both of them have their own style way of using that phrase, and Ciri uses it more as a scared, angry type of phrase, while Geralt was more calm and preserved, and it fits both of them very well in their own way. So that is something pretty interesting, and I do think Ciri might have the best chance to become a very good female protagonist. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, GTA 6. As we all know, GTA 6 is going to be the biggest video game release of all time, and they are pretty bold at Rockstar Games to take one of the protagonists as a female character. I would have expected that they would play it safe, do another male protagonist only, or maybe like GTA 5 have multiple male protagonists, but Rockstar was like, no, damn it, we're going to have one female protagonist as well. And it is a pretty big gamble, I'm not going to lie. If GTA 6 is not good in some way, this game will sell like hotcakes nonetheless of its quality. That's what I think, at least. They do have some leeway, but this is one of the most hyped video games of all time. And if they ruin it with a lackluster story or lackluster written characters, they might have a problem. Now, I do trust Rockstar. Red Dead Redemption 2 was an absolute masterpiece as well in the story department, so I don't really yet have any distrust towards Rockstar on that front. So I do give them the benefit of the doubt that they can write a very good story with a female protagonist. Now, you might have noticed there are two protagonists, of course. It's not just Lucia, but also Jason, and they are going to explore this Bonnie and Clyde dynamic. Both of them are robbers. That's really what you do in a GTA game. You just shoot and rob people, and maybe at the end of the game, Lucia maybe rats out Jason in some way, and maybe you can choose a path between two endings. One to go with Lucia, or one to go with Jason, or maybe probably a third option as well, a better option where they maybe both happily live together somehow. But yeah, that's probably the route that they want to take with GTA 6. Now, all of these games have, in my opinion, a lot of potential to show the world that female protagonists can be done in a very good way, and maybe just to open the eyes of a lot of male gamers out there, and having a iconic female protagonist at that, if they are of course done right. So the thing is, I do kind of have a strange relationship with female protagonists in video games. I'm not talking about that type of relationship. Let me explain first, okay? My own most favorite female protagonist so far in the video game industry is probably Bayonetta. Why Bayonetta, you might ask? Well, she is just charismatic as hell. That woman can do anything she wants, and it will happen.
It seems I'm unfashionably late, but I'm ready to give you everything you want.
I am the type of guy that really likes charismatic, funny characters, and Bayonetta really fits that mold. I can see a Bayonetta game without Bayonetta. She basically makes that whole game. She is one of the biggest reasons to play that series. And yeah, I know she is kind of a female version of Dante in Devil May Cry, but I actually like Bayonetta a bit more than Dante. Go play this game, Bayonetta Origins, it's basically a prequel towards Bayonetta 1, 2 and 3, and you will see how Bayonetta became the way she is in future games. It's a very underrated game, check that one out. But let's get back on the topic of this video. I have a very strange relationship with female protagonists. The thing is, there aren't a lot of them at all. If I go through my top 10 most favorite protagonists, you will probably only see Bayonetta, at least in my list. All of the others are in fact all male protagonists, like Geralt of Rivia or Trevor from GTA 5 or Batman. Wow, what a iconic protagonist. Cloud, Strife, Noctis from Final Fantasy 15, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Yes, I know I am a pretty big Square Enix fan. Or of course Kiryu from Like a Dragon. But all of those characters are in fact males. My only one that is female is Bayonetta in my own top 10. But Max, you have a lot of female protagonists. Yeah, that's right. You have, I guess, Lara Croft and Aloy from Horizon and Samus from Metroid. Those are pretty famous female protagonists, but the list isn't very long and my knowledge on it is quite small. I'm going to admit that, and I do think that this is a bigger issue with a lot of male gamers that are just kind of uneducated about this very topic. You do have a lot of JRPG female protagonists, but I don't play every niche JRPG out there. I do know in a lot of Japanese games there are more female protagonists than Western games, so maybe I should check those out as soon as possible. But the fact that Bayonetta is really my only actual favorite female protagonist, that is kind of disappointing, I'm not going to lie. And now of course we circle back towards the question, why are we seeing so many female protagonists and female representation in a lot of new big games? And I think we have our answer. We need more representation of women in video games. And that is probably what the devs want to do. Now, is there sometimes some political shenanigans and stuff like that and wokeism? Absolutely, it does exist, but not every female protagonist out there in a video game is woke at all. And I for that welcome all these female protagonists in these big games, and it actually makes me excited on the potential of having a all-time iconic female protagonist that I can put in my top 10 and say, yeah, this girl is just as awesome as Master Chief or as Geralt of Rivia or as Kiryu Kazuma out there. Now Bayonetta, I already see Bayonetta at that level, to be fair, but we need some more, in my opinion. And the thing is, education on this doesn't have to be a bad thing. I always see the slightest pushback online when something different happens that the male audience isn't used to. And I understand. I am also a guy, you know, last time I checked at least. We shouldn't be immediately against everything that we see online. Give it a chance. Give Witcher 4 a chance. Give Ghost of Yotei a chance. Give Intergalactic the Heretic a chance. Still a shitty name, by the way. By the way, some people are giving death threats to developers online. I see that sometimes. Just stop, okay? That is just inhumane and not necessary, and I distance myself towards that as well. Can't we just be all adults for once, please? Thank you. You learned something new on the Licht channel. Death threats are not a good thing. One thing though, just because all of these games have a female protagonist doesn't mean that they will automatically be good. Keep that in mind. I want to see games that are well written, with a good story, good characters, good character development. I want purpose to be there. Why do you choose a female protagonist, and what are the reasons for it? Can you deliver on a good storyline? That is the most important thing of all. And now I'm going to challenge the developers. Give me, goddammit, a iconic female protagonist. One that I can put next to the legacy of Master Chief, Geralt of Rivia, and all these other famous male protagonists, or Solid Snake, just to name a few, or CJ from San Andreas, or any other big, well-named male protagonist out there. Also, lastly, I quickly want to ask for some help. If there are any female viewers right now watching my video, the gals in my audience, let me know, what is your opinion of all this stuff? Do you want to see more female representation and protagonists in these video games? Because to be fair, this is kind of for you, you know? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if there aren't any female viewers, male ones can also react in the comment section down below, I guess. Thank you guys for watching this video. Normally I do more video game essay and reviews in this type of style, green screening style on the channel. So don't forget to subscribe towards the channel. I also recently did a essay video on RGG Studio, why they are one of the most underrated studios out there. But I also do video game news and rumors videos as well. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel to check out more awesome, highly autistic video game videos from me. And also Todd Howard. I don't know where I'm going to edit him, so I'm just going to point everywhere. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Bye bye.
By the way, guys, remember, there is a lot of potential for some spicy art, if you know what I mean.